Hey everyone, Gaijin Goombah here, and holy crap, did you guys see that new Genji skin? That freaking Oni Genji skin that came out not that long ago? Oh my god, the only thing I could think of as soon as I saw that at freaking BlizzCon was, god, I have to have that. Yeah, I know I'm a colossal weeaboo, whatever, you can say whatever you want, but this is freaking awesome. I mean, if nothing else, it really reminds me of Mark of the Ninja. Yeah, I remember that gem of a game? God, I had way too much to talk about on that one. But you know, the more I sat down and thought about it, the more I wondered if there was more to this Genji skin than met the eye, because honestly, I've made a complete sub-series talking about all the little minute, technical, detailed, cultural references and all these different Overwatch characters, so I severely doubt that Blizzard was like, oh, well, this is just a really cool design and then just leave it at that. I think there's more to it. And in my final analysis, honestly, I don't think the skin makes any sense. Like, if you look at everything from a cultural perspective, this skin makes absolutely no sense, and here's why. First of all, we gotta talk about what an Oni actually is. Now, there have been some discussions in history about what technically makes up an Oni, but nowadays, this is an Oni. Oh, wait, hold on, wrong one. This is an Oni. People like to say they're demons or devils, but they're far closer to ogres than anything else when it comes to mystical creatures. They got sharp claws, long hair, two long horns coming out of their heads. They're typically red, sometimes blue, and typically humanoid for the most part. They're also pretty close to naked most of the time, with the exception of those lion loincloths that they have around their waist. And when they fight, it sure ain't subtle either. They got these giant iron clubs called kanabo that just savagely beat the living crap out of whatever's in their way. And even though Oni seem to have a set style of appearance in the modern day, they've been known to sometimes have additional eyeballs, claws, limbs, etc. Pretty freaky stuff. Now let's compare this idea of an Oni with Genji. The two just aren't synonymous with each other at all. I mean, granted, I just got done saying that Oni will sometimes have additional eyeballs and claws and things, which Genji does have on his sword and his shuriken and on his person, but everything else, it just doesn't make sense. Oni are these giant, muscular, ponderous, no-hide, rush in, beat the living crap out of everything monsters, while Genji is this sleek, stylish, attack you from the shadows kind of guy, and I'm just kind of scratching my head as to how these two together make sense. I mean, maybe there's something else to him, like his mask, for example. Genji wears a very specific Oni mask called a Hanya mask, and you'll see this mask all the time used in stuff like No Theater and Kyogen Theater and even Kagura dances. The mask is used as a representation of a character becoming something vengeful and evil. But despite all that, this mask can display an array of emotions. I mean, when it looks straightforward, this thing looks terrifying, but if it looks kinda cast down, it looks sorrowful and even weeping. Based on what we know about Genji and his story and his relationship with his brother and his relationship with his crime family, he's gone through all of these different kinds of emotions in a very big way, so you'd think it makes sense, right? Now, the other thing too about the Hanya mask, as well as a lot of different No Theater masks, is that color has a big impact on what kind of character is being represented. The red Hanya mask that we see in Genji's spray represents a low-class person, but a white Hanya mask represents a more aristocratic person, and that's Genji in spades. Granted, the Shimada clan was a ninja clan, and they typically keep away from the public, but according to Genji's lore, this dude was a playboy. He lived the high lifestyle, so for him to wear that white mask makes a lot of sense. Except that there's one itsy bitsy teeny weeny little problem. Hanya masks portray women, and exclusively women. Now, DeviantArt may try to convince you otherwise, but last time I checked, Genji identified as a dude. So like I said at the beginning of this video, Genji's Oni skin just doesn't seem to make any sense. Again, I know people are probably saying, well, it was just an aesthetic choice based on what looks cool, but after everything that I've researched and everything that I continue to research about the minute details of each individual character, I just cannot believe Blizzard would just say, oh, this looks cool, let's just throw this up there. No, there's gotta be something more. Hang on a sec. There's gotta be something in here that I've overlooked. Wait. Oh, this right here, this is it! Oh man, I can't believe I didn't see this in the first place! There is something that links Genji's Oni skin with his character and concept of a ninja, and it was staring me right in the face, and I just didn't see it. The belt! I'm sure a lot of people looked at this and thought, oh, it's just Japanese, Chinese, whatever. No, this is the biggest clue! Okay, so this kanji means Oni, which is, you know, what we've been talking about this entire time. But if you go into the back history of where this word itself comes from, that's where the real clue lies. See, before Buddhism was introduced into Japan from India and China, Oni were something very, very, very different. They were invisible spirits, or even considered kami, that just did horrible things. They caused disasters, they created diseases and plagues, and just anything that could be blamed on bad luck. And when these creatures did take on form, it was a variety of different forms that they used to deceive and eat people. And boy, don't that just sound like a ninja. Well, except for the eating part. Ninjas would do everything in their power to conceal themselves from the eyes of people, and when they did want to be seen, they were typically disguised. And their objectives were assassination, information stealing, all of these terrible things, and God, that just really all comes together now, doesn't it? And Oni was very much like a ninja, hiding in the shadows, being invisible to people, and, well, just bringing all kinds of disasters and problems. But I guess it really was the introduction of Buddhism and its own monsters like the Rakshasa and the Gaki that changed the Oni from a formless doombringer into a more traditional monster. Ah, Blizzard, you did it to me again, just like that one culture shock where I thought you got Genji and Hanzo backwards in that cultural sense, but you proved me wrong then, you're proving me wrong now, so I guess I have no choice but to tip my hat to you. And like I said before, this is not the first time I culturally broke down Overwatch characters and found a treasure trove of information. And if you want to check that out for yourself, click one of these two annotations right here, and if you want to make sure never to miss a single new episode that I have to offer, click my icon right here to subscribe. But until next time, everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.